Not knowing what to do in business can be very expensive, like in my case. I will today introduce two projects to you, and in both of them I lost a significant amount of money. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Erkka Suvanto, also known as EJ. I'm the guy who's on social media to build a legacy for his kids and to pass on all the information I have ever collected. I'm a real estate investor and an entrepreneur. Today, I will go deeper into two key lessons learned. And hopefully, you guys can avoid the mistakes I made. And also, hopefully, I will make better mistakes in the future and not repeating the same ones. In case number one, lesson: the cost of not knowing what you don't know can be lethal, can be very, very expensive. What does that mean in practice? Every time we start on new projects, hobbies, or anything new in life, there are plenty of things that we don't know about. Let's say if I wanted to start a car dealership and I have never sold cars. The cost of not knowing what I don't know. Maybe there's something around the corner that only the players or the people in that industry know. So if I just enter that business being super naive, not being able to talk to anybody, collect lessons from mentors, other people who are more experienced, that might come as a surprise to me. And in the worst case, it might bankrupt my business. So how do we expedite the process? How do we learn from other people's mistakes? There are two ways, and I'll show you now. This particular lesson cost me 150,000 euros. Basically, the case was this. We had just moved back from the US and I wanted to grow my business. I took it as a challenge that I had to start from scratch again. And I knew that I had to eventually graduate in new construction and in larger projects if I wanted to make a name for myself and make more money. I bought a piece of land. I had plans drawn out and I had a permit from the city, all available. We started building. I made a lot of assumptions based on what I had collected in the US. But unfortunately, those same lessons were not applicable in Finland. So I had to learn the same expensive lessons all over again here in the new country. I didn't know what the cost of construction would be. I knew what to do, but I wasn't fully aware of all the line items, and I couldn't budget and plan my total project cost as effectively as I would have wanted. And the key takeaways is that in life, we always have to pay down our ignorance debt as fast as possible. And there are two ways to do that. We can do it either in time or in money. Time, in this case, what is that I could have done differently? I could have taken it slower. I could have learned the local requirements, get to know people, get to understand how much materials cost, and as a result, build my knowledge base gradually over time. That's the time element. And together with this, I maybe could have hired somebody to teach me and show me, or have plenty of mentors available who could have given their lessons to me. So learning from others, being able to learn multiple lifetimes of lessons without the scars is the idea. Or in money, like in this case. But unfortunately now it cost me in terms of a loss that much, but money I could have paid somebody. I could have hired people to teach me everything. But I wanted to do it my way, being stubborn, and then this ended up costing me 150. And the second thing is that there are no assumptions. You can't assume anything. State the facts, tell the truth. Best marketing strategy ever, and also applies to real estate construction as well. No assumptions. Be humble and learn as you go, because every market is different. Okay, what about the next one? Lesson number two. The best people cost more, but make you way more than they cost. Business at the end of the day is actually quite simple. We talked about strategy, we talked about different processes, but at the end of the day, every large or small business has to have all the functions represented. We have to have sales and marketing, we have to have product creation or research and development, we have to have HR, we have to have finance and the overall management function. So that's always the same. So what it boils down to is talent. So how well you can recruit and train talent and retain them. In this case, it was a project a few years ago, and I had several active constructions running in parallel. So I was spreading myself way too thin. So I knew that I needed a good project manager for one particular project. And the contractor we had used in the past had some changes in personnel, so we couldn't get the same guy who successfully managed previous projects for us. So they suggested that another guy who was familiar to us but had never done that job before. He had the proper training, he had graduated and all of that, and he wasn't a young person either. So on paper it looked good. And they sold the idea to us that, okay, well, instead of the usual guy doing it, we have another option, and based on this, this and that, it will make sense. And I'm not blaming anybody. We signed off on that, and ultimately it's my fault that we made the wrong choice. But everything looked good in theory in the beginning. But then the project started, and we soon realized that it doesn't go well. And at that point, we had to hire more people, and the overhead grew, and the cost structure was just way out of whack. And at the end of the day, it was supposed to be a very profitable, very good project for us, but we ended up spending at least $500,000 to $600,000 in extra personnel costs just to get it kind of back on track. And then, like I said, ended up losing money in the end. So key takeaways. Let someone else be the first. If given the second chance, first project or whatever, fine. Everybody deserves a second chance in life. That's not the question. But by all means, let somebody else take that role. And when they have the track record and the person who claimed that now I'm a new person based on what I've learned, what schools I went to, or something else in life, that's fine. But somebody else can be the test platform. And I can be the second or the third one enjoying the results of that development. Best people cost money. Sometimes it's worth paying somebody $100,000 if the regular salary is $50,000 just to make sure that you get the best possible results. Because hiring A+ talent is going to cost you A++ money. There's no way around that. Small business owners and entrepreneurs in the beginning usually make the mistake of being too cheap when it comes to personnel decisions. They want to save money in the wrong place. And this is not the one, especially given the importance and the magnitude of the project we had. We should have known better and hired the best possible people. So let somebody else have the scars. You can be the second one in line, then making sure that you get the best service from those people that you hire. These were my two costly mistakes. I know for a fact that I will be making plenty of mistakes in the future too, but my goal is to make better mistakes and not repeat the same ones again. Hope you enjoyed, and until next time.